Dan hari ini kita perkenalkan sistem PADU.
Pangkalan Data Utama (PADU), the new central database hub in Malaysia, is now accepting registration until 31st March 2024. For a lot of us that are way too busy to catch up with the latest news every single day, this video is all you need to know about PADU, what it is about, why you should or should not register, how to register, and some common Q&A about PADU. So first of all, PADU was an initiative launched by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim under the Ekonomi Madani, as the government aims to transform into a digital government and its public services. It is now building a centralized database that contains all the individual and also household profiles of all Malaysian citizens in detail. But I thought we had already submitted our personal info many times already, right? Well, sure, we have all done that. But before this, all data was collected separately by different government agencies and also divisions without the sharing of data across different agencies. So by rolling out this PADU thing, they are hoping that this will help to improve the efficiency, which may create more integration between different agencies and also improve their decision making. Of course, they have their official objectives and goals, which, I'll just leave it here for y'all to have a read. But one of its primary goals is to help the government to deliver targeted assistance or subsidies. For example, petrol subsidy. Our country has been doing that for more than 20 years. In fact, in the year 2022 alone, the government had a subsidy of over 80 billion ringgit for around 95 petrol, diesel, liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, and also electricity. And to help you to visualize it, this graph by the IMF shows the fuel subsidies in Malaysia for 2022 was so much higher as compared to countries like Singapore, US, China, Japan, etc. in terms of the percent of GDP. I'm not saying it's wrong to spend more on fuel subsidies. The problem is, it's missing the main objective and helping the wrong people. In fact, among the 50.8 billion ringgit of the government subsidy for fuel, about 35% was enjoyed by the T20 group, while 41% was distributed to the M40 group, and only 24% was received by the B40 group. And this does sound a bit counterintuitive at first, but it makes sense because the T20s and also the M40s are pumping more petrol than the lower income earners who would probably drive a motor or take public transport like the bus or train instead of driving a car. And plus, the so-called B40s group won't have that much disposable income to travel around the states anyway. And speaking of B40s, until not long ago, we were also categorizing the household income by categories like B40, N40 and also T20. But this term is going away soon because putting people into categories by income has its flaws, and I actually agree with that. You see, let's say if Ali earns 6,000 ringgit a month, his wife earns 5,000 ringgit. Together, their salary adds up to about 11,000 ringgit, and this would put them in the T20 category, right? Well, looks reasonable, but here's the catch. The income alone doesn't take into account where they live or how many dependencies they have. Do they have no kids and no parents to take care of, etc, etc. Imagine a family that has one child versus Ali's family that has 6 children. Their expenses will be day and night different. But because they earn the same salary in nominal amount, the benefits that they are eligible to receive are also the same. Now, it starts to feel wrong, right? So PADU aims to fix this unreasonable part of the previous system by giving out the subsidies based on net disposable income. I know you have this burning question, so to make it clear, no, it's not compulsory to register at PADU. No one will punish you if you don't wish to hand over your personal information. But by registering at PADU, you make sure that your information is up to date, and that will help a lot in your screening process to receive future aids. For example, the Bantuan Malaysia (BKM) or some benefits like the upcoming petrol subsidy in 2024. If you don't register, well, next time whenever the government decides to do any targeted subsidies, you may be excluded from the pool even though you are eligible. So next time you don't receive any money, don't complain. And there are also people who are concerned with the security of their information. Very legit concern. So how secure is PADU? Is it susceptible to cyber attack? Well, indeed there are security concerns lying around, even if it's from the government itself. After all, most, if not all, government projects are done by third-party contractors. It's all about a QA and QC, but we leave it for another day. In fact, there's an online thread saying PADU allowed password to be changed with IC number, and this was clearly a serious case since our IC number is actually not as secretive as it should be. And while the issue has been resolved within an hour, according to Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli, but exactly how safe the website is in protecting our data moving forward is still a huge question mark if you ask me. But having said that, right, to be frank, our data has been leaked by the government agencies multiple times. So as much as I hate to say it, it's not like you not updating PADU will make that huge of a difference. Your data is, somehow leaked through official and also unofficial channels like credit card vendors anyway. So here's how to register for PADU. Firstly, visit their official website, which I'll put the link down below for you. Click Daftar Sekarang, then you'll be brought to a page where you need to fill in your full name, your IC number without dash, and also the postcode of your address as shown in your IC. That's simple. And moving forward, you will also need to provide your phone number, while the email column is optional. So it's your call to fill in or leave it out. So when all is done, click Seterusnya. And now they will send a 6-digit OTP to your phone number. So key in that and you should be good to go. Click Seterusnya. And now it's time to set your password. And just to be clear, your password must contain at least 8 characters, which includes uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters like symbols. For example, this would be a nice password. And moving on to the next step, the website will display a QR code. So simply use your phone to scan through the camera, scan the QR code, and on the phone, it will lead you to scanning your IC. First the front of your IC and then the back of your IC. And lastly, a selfie of yourself. Now check back the website, you have registered yourself an account. But that's not all. Press klik di sini untuk log masuk, key in your IC and password that you have just set, and then say yes to the terms and conditions. And inside the page, there are 9 different sections of information that you should update. Don't need to feel intimidated because a lot of the info is actually already filled in. So all you need to do is to just double check if the info is correct and up to date. Fill in what's missing and that's all. The whole process should take less than 30 minutes unless you have other dependents or multiple assets to disclose. And one thing that you should take note of is as soon as you verify your information, it is no longer editable until the next time you are asked to update again. So take note on that. Alright, you're done. Do share your experience with us. Have you registered yourself on PADU or why you won't or haven't done so? I'll see you in the comments down below.